What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering on a Sunday. I hope you're doing well. Sundays are usually a day I take off, but then I remember that, you know what? A lot of people work Sundays. A lot of people don't have anything going on. So you should probably give them something to watch. And today, an interesting tale. The early indications from HBO's Watchmen was one of disinterest. Articles continued to run, which I covered. Things like this one. Watchmen ratings drop again. Sheds over 100K viewers for week 3. This follows 200K from last week. Likewise, its ratings in the advertiser coveted 18 to 49 demographic dropped 2.19, down 24% from the weeks previous of 0.25. You saw here on 1020, 799K, 1027, 765K, 11.3, 648K. Now, these are live viewership numbers. And in today's society, where so many people are turning to DVR, and, you know, if you decide you like a show, then you just kind of throw up the DVR and then you pick it up and watch it. This is a culture or the habit that was cultivated by Netflix and Hulu and binging everything. Well, turns out it's cable's biggest show. So, I mean, heck, even Captain Marvel made $1 billion. And here we go. The show was only ever scheduled, from what I understand, to be a single season. But given the ratings that the show is now reporting, perhaps it will go to 2. Because HBO's Watchmen hasn't had nearly the amount of social media chaos and soapbox debates that coincided with Game of Thrones season finale, general TV viewers might not think the freshman superhero series from Damon Lindelof has been doing very well. And I've said before, if I'm remembering this correctly, he did The Leftovers, and I don't know how long that was around, but it did get canceled. I enjoyed that show. It was weird. It was new. It was something, that I was kind of pumped about watching each week. Then I just kind of stopped watching it. So maybe other people were like that too. While it isn't exactly breaking records for HBO with its live airings, Watchmen has become an undeniable hit for the premium cabler thanks to strong word of mouth conversation starting twists and big delayed total viewing totals. Delayed total viewing totals. People are DVRing it. They're not watching it live when it's on. Maybe that's an indication it's just not in the right slot. People are watching it with the HBO Go app, or they're watching it on Hulu, or they're catching up with it. And this does kind of fly in the face as a lot of the people that I remember. A lot of people, when I was talking about the Batwoman and Supergirl ratings continuing to drop, a lot of people say, oh, well, shows ratings drop over time. And I've always said that I don't believe that to be true. If the show is good, then it will have good word of mouth and continue to spread. And it turns out that Watchmen has been airing for 7 weeks now, bringing viewers closer and closer to delivering some wild and wacky reveals to many mysteries introduced so far. For the most part, the emotional drama's initial audiences are nothing to call home about. For instance, the biggest live plus same-day premiere total was 799,000 strong viewership with a 0.3 demo rating, which is a decent showing for a brand new premium cable series, but not necessarily one whose source material that has been the beloved cornerstone of the comic book industry for over 30 years. Interestingly, the least watched episode was the 6th installment, which dropped a 0.2 demo rating and brought in just 620,000 pairs of eyeballs. It's interesting because the flashback-driven episode itself is arguably the most lauded of any so far this season. The success did bounce back, with episode 7's mega twist being seen by around 779,000 people, which was the highest total since premiere. It's hard to prove, but it would seem as all the celebrating done over episode 6 helped drive more people to episode 7, or to the live airings, sorry. Here's the interesting thing. Like few shows on TV right now, which is saying something, There are roughly 8 billion TV shows out at the moment. Watchmen is managing to defy expectations while still hitting all the right notes. I don't know about all that, but in particular, episode 7 jumped from its 779,000 strong linear TV viewership to over 1.2 million viewers when adding in HBO's digital streaming platforms. Now, a lot of people, like Netflix, for example, they don't ever release those numbers. It's interesting. You have across the board, Watchmen is crushing it with audiences who aren't making Sunday night viewerships a priority, and HBO hopefully isn't taking it for granted. According to Variety, the cable giant is boasting that the October 20th premiere episode has now been viewed by over 9 million people. So its initial Sunday night audience was just 10% of its current total. That's interesting. I wonder if it's probably more prevalent on premium. It's probably more prevalent on premium services like Netflix or HBO or, pay-per-view stuff because, people know that they can just watch it whenever. In particular, episode 7 jumped from 779,000 to 1.2 million. Oh, we talked about that. So its initial Saturday night. Not every episode has managed to hit the same DVR peaks, of course, but Watchmen has maintained a very steady, delayed viewing numbers across the first season. Most episodes have managed to double their initial totals when live plus 7 stats are added up. It's regularly in the top 20 in terms of belated audience growth, and that might not have been much help for its cause 15, 20 years ago, but the modern age of television embraces DVR numbers as a sign of strength. Well, I would say modern day television that has a premium service. Now, of course, I talked about how woke this particular show is, and I think I did one episode review. I watched a couple episodes. It was nothing really to write home about, but I do think that, to be fair, I don't view TV the same way I did maybe 10 years ago when I would watch, something like Walking Dead or Game of Thrones. I mean, heck, the must-see TV for me right now is NFL football, and I'm watching it on my other monitor while I record this video. I just don't value TV that much anymore. But certainly I think it's as a point of integrity when, I don't think my initial coverage was incorrect because it was based on live numbers. What it didn't take into account was the gigantic DVR numbers that were just released last week. So I suppose it's worth updating. HBO's Watchmen has been watched by an average of 7.1 million viewers over its 7 episodes so far. The network's biggest new series since Big Little Lies, never even heard of that. And most popular new premium cable series of the year. Good news for HBO as the network enters a new era. Former CEO Richard Plepler resigned earlier this year, and its parent company Warner Media is launching the streaming service HBO Max. Wait, HBO Max already exists. That's weird. Oh, no, that's called HBO Go, I believe, not HBO Max. Hey, you know what? The series isn't just a ratings hit, but a critical one as well. It is a 96% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes. It does have a 46% audience score, but there's reason to believe that a vocal group of naysayers have review brigaded the show to its lower score. It has over 4,500 user ratings and an unusually high number for a new premium cable show. Big Little Lies Season 2 only has 124. The success of Watchmen is a good sign for HBO, and sure, the show may not be for me, but clearly 7 million people are enjoying it each and every week, and I don't know what else you could say about that. I mean, I think you just got to be happy for the fans of the show that are enjoying it in spite of its woke moments, and, overall, I think the show is fine. It's certainly up there in terms of shows that, it's better than anything you're finding on basic television. It's anything for the most part, it's better than a lot of the garbage that, you're seeing around there. So congratulations to HBO Max. I suppose there are exceptions to the get woke, go broke mentality. And, I haven't watched it super closely in the most recent episode, so I don't know if perhaps that was toned down now or not. But one good thing going for the show is that it, in fact, doesn't seem to be attacking its fans. I'm not seeing a lot of articles about toxic fandom. It's just kind of existing on its own. So good for Watchmen. You know, will it get a season 2? I'm guessing if HBO has anything to say about it, it will. It's whether or not there's more to write, if there's more of a story to tell, because there's certainly been cases where shows only really have one season plan and then they end up doing multiples. So we'll have to wait and see. If you're enjoying Watchmen, I'm happy for you. If you're not watching it, well, maybe these numbers indicate it's worth giving a try. I don't know. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.